Hello, beautiful souls. It's Teresa Coutman at the Woo Report, and it is Sunday, 9/28/2025, and it's 7:26 a.m. And here's the energy, the latest graph, and it shows a lot of the same. This type of energy here that's been since yesterday. It, I don't think it's good at all. So, and here we have this weaving pattern that's some of the worst. Most integration of the bad things. And I think it's like the tower, the judgment stuff. Yesterday we had tower, today we have judgment in the read. So I am not happy with this, but to be fair, this white up in here, I did do some painting yesterday and did some things to keep my mind off the emotional havoc that's going on right now. So we'll see how that all plays out. And remember, this chart has nothing to do with my draw today. This was from 10 a.m. here yesterday, and it's going to go, yesterday's draw will go to 10 a.m. and it goes to 6 a.m. here. So this is where we are. Lots of red rumblies and just integration, and you could be agitated, so triggered. What else could we call them? Okay, so let's move on to the actual, just let's look at this in regards to yesterday's drawing. So yesterday was this. And it applies to all of this time until 10 a.m. So, let's see. So yesterday, we had the Queen of Wands was our root. The Tower was the clarifier, showed confidence being tested by disruption. The Three of Wands, outcome pointed forward to vision and expansion despite the shakeup. Anybody have a shakeup yesterday? I did. But it wasn't a new shakeup. It was things that I knew, like the tower, your house is like in shambles, and it's going to tumble. Whatever the situation is, it's going to tumble. So no surprises there. But going through it, it's like, why didn't I go through this a long time ago, right? You didn't integrate, you didn't do your work, so now you have the tower to help. So, and then we'll get on to today's. So that was yesterday's energy. And the tower, this is some of this stuff here. I'm going to associate this with the tower and a lot of this red with just integration. And the fates was the hidden energies. That's what's interesting yesterday. So, yeah, tower and fates. So let's get rid of this and go on to today's. Reading. Let's get rid of that. And we will be on today's read. Okay, so this is today's drawing, and it will be for 10 a.m. today, starting at 10 a.m. Sunday morning to 10 a.m. Monday morning. So that's how these work. I'll try to get them out as soon as I can. It's kind of tough to do them this early in the morning. So our root is the 10 of Cups. And emotional fulfillment, family, harmony, shared joy. The collective's foundation today is rooted in the dream of wholeness and connection. And I'm going to emphasize dream. We all have that dream, but sometimes reality doesn't look like what we want it to. The dream, all that. The American dream. So, and we know all the things in that. And I wonder, about programming and stuff and how we don't look at reality. We're not programmed with reality. So I don't know if that's purposeful. Is that to keep us like sane, functioning? But yeah, so that's our root. I'm not saying we're going to have wholeness and connection, but we dream of that and we want that. And we're working towards that. So our current vibration, let's get moving on this. Our current vibration is judgment. Awakening energy permeates the day. A call to truth, karmic review, and collective reckoning. The vibration supports breakthroughs but can feel heavy and full of responsibility. So I found that some of that was yesterday also. So it's kind of flowing in together. And judgment is calling us to clean up things before the tower. Like tower energy, we have no control over. But the judgment we do, we can make choices to soften that blow and to change the fate of that blow, or that obstacle. Okay, so our challenge is the King of Cups. And so the challenge is emotional stability. This energy is just driving me insane. The collective may struggle with staying calm, compassionate, and balanced amidst awakening shifts. Emotional maturity is required to anchor Ten of Cups, joy in reality. Don't want to be that way. That sigh. Let's be on the up. Susie's on the up. Okay, so King of Cups. And the outcome is the Page of Wands. Get in there. Okay. So with the Page of Wands, we have new beginnings. So that's good. Youthful fire, curiosity, and enthusiasm. The day ends with sparks of creativity and the courage to step into a new path. So let's hope we can get to that energy as soon as possible. Integrate the things that need to be integrated, and outcome sounds nice. And the hidden card is the Eight of Cups, but this is still like the delusion. Beneath the dream of unity, Ten of Cups, lies the reality of walking away from what no longer fits. The collective may need to release old emotional investments to answer the call of judgment. And I don't think it's really even just emotional, but we have physical investments. We've been invested in things, and think we have to keep investing in it because we bought this thing, we did this, we have this house, we There's all sorts of different kinds of investments. So I think it just doesn't mean emotional investments, all investments. And if they're not working, maybe we need to walk away from them. And that's really hard too, because you have investment in emotional things too, like your family, your friends, your workplace. But maybe that isn't working out for your best life, for your authenticity, for your sanity. So there's that. Not so great. So we have some clarifiers. We have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Wands go to the thing of new spark, inspiration, or opportunity emerging. And the Ace of Cups, emotional renewal, love, or spiritual opening. Together, these aces double down on fresh beginnings after a cycle of release. So we're releasing some things and integrating them, and then this will allow space for new beginnings. So weekly tie-ins, the last day of the devil. The devil's grip shows in the King of Cups challenge today. Let me put that up to... King of Cups challenge. Emotional manipulation, attachments, or fear, trying to override balance. So a lot of fear with the devil card. And judgment, vibration plus Eight of Cups, hidden call for liberation. We want to get away from all this devil stuff, shadow stuff. The monthly theme is the Eight of Pentacles. Let me get that. Here's our monthly theme. So our monthly theme was the Eight of Pentacles for September. And the Page of Wands outcome reflects the apprentice energy of this theme. Study work and learning, build mastery. And we have the monthly lesson is the Hanged Woman. Judgment plus the Eight of Cups, echo, perspective shift, and surrender. Monthly challenge is Nine of Swords. So this draw said be ready for anxiety this month. Anxiety shows up in the King of Cups challenge. Emotional overwhelm is the trigger. How many of you have had emotional overwhelm this month? Raise your hand. Okay, yes. Oh my Lord. Lordy, lordy. So, and then the monthly gift is the Page of Pentacles. And Page of Pentacles is a monthly gift. And today's Page of Wands, we had the Page of Wands today in the draw, pairs with this gift. Both pages point to new beginnings, new learning, and youthful energy. So hopefully we have that today in the outcome. We get some of that energy going. And the monthly outcome is the Queen of Cups. And the King of Cups as challenge shows that we're still working towards emotional mastery. The Queen awaits on the horizon. I have not mastered my emotions. And, you know, things are just being shook up right now in the collective. All sorts of things are just falling apart. Families, businesses, governments. So yeah, it's really interesting times we live in. And then we have planetary energy, Mars in Scorpio, square Pluto retrograde, active through the end of September, intense, transformative undercurrents, mirrored in Judgment and the Eight of Cups. Sun in Libra, opposing Neptune, September 21st through the 22nd, still resonating. Illusions dissolving, we're still working through this energy. Truth rising, directly tied to Judgment. Venus in Virgo, square Uranus in Gemini. Shocks and values, relationships and feminine expression. King of Cups challenge versus Page of Wands freedom. And just this, the shocks and values. Have we seen? Have you noticed there's people that shock you? When somebody had such different values than you? Politically, it's a big one this month. So, yeah, there's that in relationships. Anyway, the eclipse corridor closing, full moon in Aries on October 6th. We're still integrating. Aces show fresh start, energy after eclipse revelations. So that's where the planets are. And that is brought to you, that information is brought to you by Adrienne Elise. I've linked down to her weekly guidance. Hopefully it's updated. I'll try to do that, an update every month. Because astrology is complicated, and she's been doing it for so long, and I just love her reading. She's just right on. So when she talks about things, it's like, yeah, very validating and encouraging. So today's guidance, celebrate what unites you. Ten of Cups, what unites us? But recognize the need to release illusions. Eight of Cups. Yeah, we have some unity factors. You know, they may be our family, our children, our workplace. But we need to recognize the need to release illusions. Like they might not have your best interests at heart. You may not be able to trust them as much as you thought. Those kind of things. Judgment is calling. Answer with emotional balance. King of Cups instead of overwhelm. So I don't know what, to me, I just follow, I think the monthly was good about the theme. You know, I feel overwhelmed if I can work on something. I can just put it out of my mind for a while and let it do whatever it needs to do in the background to become balanced with where you're at. So the two of aces plus a page, the two aces plus a page, massive new beginning energy. Seeds planted today will grow strong. So today is a good day to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing or what you want the future to be. I'm going to go to church again today. I just started going again. Trying to get my son to go. He thinks he wants to be a woman. So just trying to have a little culture shift. It's really hard here. I'm in the Seattle area. So not quite the place for help from my perspective. So I've known this pastor at this church for many, well, not a whole lot of years, but quite a lot. So I'm going to see if I can talk with him and his wife, because I need both. I mean, this is a situation where my life is at such a point where I need both people to pray and help me through it. And if that's you, go seek help from somebody you can trust. And that has your worldview and your perspective, because you really need that validation and you deserve it. So the devil warns us not to get trapped in emotional manipulation. There's a lot of that going on right now too. So, liberation is found in authentic sparks and genuine love. So that's what we have to seek after. So my affirmation for the day is: I release what no longer nourishes me and serves me. I welcome new beginnings of love and inspiration with clarity and balance. I step into joy and creative freedom. That sounds so wonderful. I step into joy and creative freedom. That would be wonderfully awesome. So let's do that today. And you have a good day, and I will see you next time.